the first fairly issued Mobius protocol on Binance Smart Chain. Loop Finance is a financial protocol on the Binance Smart Chain (BNB chain) that provides dollar-cost averaging investment returns, inspired by the principles of cyclic perpetual motion machines. It assists investors in developing a new DeFi investment agreement that can generate long-term, safe, and stable returns. It provides stable interest returns to all participants while also balancing the investment benefits of DeFi's rapid doubling of financial efficiency. The founding purpose of Loop Finance is to address these issues through its innovative Mobius protocol. By adhering to the ecosystem rules of Loop Finance, we issue a long-term, stable demand for Loop tokens. Loop Finance draws inspiration from the Mobius strip. This unique geometric form provides us with a thoughtful design direction. In a namely cycle similar to the Mobius ring, Loop Finance has created a stable and unlimited investment ecosystem, providing investors with long-term and reliable profit opportunities. Loop also has a causal meaning. The wealth of society is inherently a large causal exchange cycle. Loop Finance helps you quickly grasp the concept of wealth circulation. Circulation represents infinity, and we can provide long-term and stable ecological development for you to invest steadily. Circulation means that new and old constantly alternate. Loop Finance itself can perfectly maintain the income and foam. Every detail of the project is transparent and secure, verified through institutional security audits. The Loop token serves as the native token of the Loop Finance ecosystem. Is a truly worthwhile investment project for you to embrace. You will be immersed in the constantly growing profits on the screen over time. Why did we create Loop Finance? Since the DeFi project boom began, the global DeFi projects have exploded and millions of DeFi projects have been created. However, in these DeFi projects, the high-risk problem brought by high yield and lack of stable ecology is particularly serious in the industry. Often most of them are short-lived, mostly only hype topics and concepts with false marketing publicity effects. Therefore, in the design process of the project, we focused not on the conceptual topic hype, but tried to improve from the many project lessons of DeFi. In line with the formal financial operation order rules, we studied how to operate DeFi projects efficiently for a long time. Therefore, the current DeFi market lacks a stable and efficient long-term development ecology. We firmly believe that to create a successful platform and project is not about having a hot concept, but from the perspective of participants, how to make the platform operate safely and stably while allowing every investor to get low-risk, high-return ecological projects and in an open and transparent operating environment for long-term stable development. We are willing to trade time for space. Only the endless cycle and alternating ecology can survive in the current blockchain finance, so as to join more other fields of the blockchain economy. Therefore, Loop Finance was created to solve this problem. It balances the risk through the recurrent ecological mode and creates a DeFi financial platform that can continue and develop steadily. Initial distribution of Loop tokens. Loop token is a fairly issued project with no pre-sale, no investors, and no pre-dig. Like many fairly issued projects, we encourage all participants to the Loop token ecosystem to contribute to the growth of Loop token. We will empower the Loop token through Loop Finance. For example, like the gas fee of the public chain, users participating in Loop Finance need to spend Loop tokens to gain value returns. At the same time, a portion of the Loop tokens will be burned based on a consumption ratio, giving Loop token deflationary characteristics. In DeFi token economics, the amount of currency doubles and the price rises fourfold. break it up twice, and the price rises sixfold. In DeFi token economics, when the amount of coins in the market increases, the price increases. But this increase is not linear, but increases exponentially with the spread of coins in circulation in the market. As cumulative participation increases, the efficiency of the rising scatters. Thus, we leverage the unequal level of time-based tokens to offset and eliminate the interest earned by users during their investment period in loop finance, like our credit card consumption, by overdrafting the future income achievements in past consumption overdrafts. Why did we choose to destroy the tokens instead of directly sharing in the fees? Because destruction is also a way of cost distribution, but it can more effectively increase the price of the token. Destruction directly reduces the circulation, which increases the value of the remaining token. On the contrary, if the agreement revenue is provided to users as a reward, it often causes users to dump their reward revenue in the market. By destroying, the proceeds are embedded in the token price itself, which prevents the user from selling, because the proceeds means the user must sell part of the principal. This is a more effective way to reward long-term currency holders and encourage more users to hold money for the long term. Loop will be initially issued in a total of 21 million copies. 3 million deposited into Loop Finance contract for liquidation compensation, 2 million initial LP pool, 3 million as early Loop network drainage airdrop and public beta reward, 10 million for liquidation compensation reserves, 3 million for community governance funds. Only the constantly scarce burned and non-renewable token will be more and more valuable with the time and can be regarded by investors as the most valuable investment. There are benefits and risks. Often, what determines a person's success is not how many successes they achieve, but how many times they can experience and resist failure. There are few projects in the world that are considered for investment failure, and we are one of them. A token without ecology must be worthless. Ecology determines the future value height of the token. Investment in an ecological token with a complete debubble mechanism and that can cycle development and operation will be one of your wisest investment decisions. Although the process of a project developing to success or disintegration is not as simple as described, it is also a participation experience for most of us participating in blockchain investment. The advantage of decentralization is not that there are really no decision makers, but that participants become decision makers. Only a fair benefit distribution mechanism can bring about long-term and steady development. If you only own a share in the company and do not have right to pay dividends, then any shareholder must choose to sell the shares at a higher value, not for a long time. There are many rich people in the world together, but not many people can maintain cooperation after becoming rich. Only the fair distribution of cooperation benefits can be sustained for a long time. Therefore, ordinary participants have the obligation to provide part of the benefits to policymakers and new participants in community governance. Without their participation and dedication, there will be no current investment returns. Therefore, if the person who contributed did not get the corresponding return, they will also be disappointed to leave. In this case, we said that by allowing all the participants in the market to pledge a certain number of Loop tokens to obtain the governance NFT authority of the platform and obtain the pledge income and community governance income at the same time. In the process of community governance, community administrators will formulate incentive policies and allocate the community fund to all participating contributors.